There is something strange about some wealthy people that almost feels confusing when you see it for the first time. A few years ago, a financial consultant named Ethan had a client named Marcus Hale. Marcus was not just comfortable financially. He had serious money. He owned several rental properties in different cities, had money in businesses, and had built investments over decades that most people spend their entire lives hoping to reach. Ethan knew this before they met. So when Marcus invited him over for dinner one evening, Ethan expected the full picture. He imagined a massive house sitting behind iron gates. He imagined luxury cars parked outside. He imagined expensive watches, giant rooms, marble floors, and one of those houses where every chair looks too expensive to sit on. Instead, Ethan drove into a quiet neighborhood with trees lining the sidewalks and kids playing basketball in driveways. Normal houses. Normal cars. Normal people. Then his GPS said he had arrived. Ethan looked at the house and thought something had gone wrong. Small brick home. Clean yard. Simple mailbox. An SUV with faded paint parked outside. Marcus opened the door wearing jeans and a plain gray sweater. Inside, things became even stranger. Nothing looked luxurious. The couch looked old. The kitchen looked lived in. The dining table had scratches on the corners. No giant television. No expensive decorations. No signs trying to prove anything. Dinner was grilled chicken, vegetables, rice, and iced tea. At one point Ethan looked around and finally asked something he had been thinking for nearly an hour. "Marcus, can I ask you something?" Marcus smiled. "Sure." Ethan laughed awkwardly. "I guess I expected something different." Marcus leaned back and smiled. Then he said something Ethan never forgot. Most people spend money trying to impress people who aren't paying attention. Then he added something else. "The strange thing about money is this. The more you understand it, the less interested you become in showing it." That sentence stayed with Ethan. Because Marcus was not cheap. He traveled. He helped family. He donated money. He bought quality things. He enjoyed life. But he had simply stopped buying things that quietly steal freedom. And that is what many people never notice. Real wealth is not only about what people buy. Sometimes it becomes visible through what they stop buying. Because wealthy-minded people eventually begin asking a different question. Most people ask, "Can I afford this?" But wealthy-minded people ask, "What will this cost me later?" That question changes everything. Because the price tag is often the smallest cost attached to a purchase. Sometimes maintenance costs more. Sometimes stress costs more. Sometimes payments cost more. Sometimes regret costs more. And that brings us to 12 things wealthy-minded people quietly avoid buying and why the lesson behind them matters much more than the item itself. Walk through almost any city and you will see it. Luxury watches. Designer clothes. Expensive bags. Brand logos bigger than the actual product. And there is nothing automatically wrong with buying expensive things. The issue begins when the purchase exists mainly for other people. Because status spending is different from value spending. Value spending improves your life. Status spending often tries to improve your image. And image is expensive because it never stays satisfied. You buy one thing. Then another appears. Then another. Then another. The problem with buying for status is that the finish line keeps moving. Wealthy-minded people understand something important. Attention has a very short lifespan. People notice your new purchase for a few seconds. Then they go back to thinking about themselves. Meanwhile, you are still paying for it. The lesson is simple. Do not buy permanent bills for temporary attention. Cars are emotional. People love cars. And there is nothing wrong with enjoying them. But many people quietly buy stress disguised as transportation. A car payment starts. Then insurance rises. Then maintenance appears. Then registration. Then repairs. Then fuel. And suddenly one purchase starts pulling money from 5 different directions. Wealthy-minded people often see cars differently. They ask, is this transportation or is this identity? Because if a car mainly exists to communicate success, it may be doing more damage than good financially. The goal is not driving the cheapest car forever. The goal is avoiding lifestyle pressure disguised as necessity. Monthly payments are dangerous because they feel small. Small enough to ignore. $30 here. $40 there. $20 somewhere else. Then suddenly hundreds disappear every month before your paycheck even arrives. Subscriptions. Memberships. Streaming services. App upgrades. Premium features. Small numbers become large numbers when multiplied by years. Wealthy-minded people understand something most people miss. Repeated costs are often more dangerous than large one-time costs. Because repeated costs become invisible. And invisible spending becomes permanent spending. Everyone has had bad days. Stress at work. Arguments. Loneliness. Frustration. And sometimes buying something creates a short burst of excitement. You order something online. You feel better. The package arrives. Excitement appears. 3 days later the feeling disappears. Then eventually another bad day comes. Then another purchase. Then another. This is where emotional spending becomes dangerous. Because shopping starts becoming emotional pain relief. And emotional pain relief can become extremely expensive. Wealthy-minded people usually pause before buying during emotional moments. Because they know feelings change faster than credit card statements. This one surprises people. Many wealthy people avoid buying things they know they will barely use. Boats. Special equipment. Luxury gadgets. Expensive hobby items. Not because they cannot afford them. Because ownership creates responsibility. Every item asks for something. Storage. Maintenance. Cleaning. Repairs. Time. The interesting part is that people often imagine buying something. But they forget to imagine owning it. And ownership is where reality begins. People often believe bigger automatically means better. Bigger house. Bigger kitchen. Bigger yard. More rooms. But larger homes often bring larger bills. More furniture. Higher utilities. Higher taxes. More repairs. More maintenance. More cleaning. Wealthy-minded people understand something simple. Space only creates value if you actually use it. Because empty rooms still send bills. This happens constantly. Limited time offer. Last chance. Only available today. Act now. Pressure creates urgency. Urgency shuts down thinking. And thinking is exactly what protects money. Wealthy-minded people are suspicious of pressure. Because truly valuable opportunities usually survive one night of sleep. If a deal disappears because you needed time to think, it may not have been as good as it looked. Price and quality are not always the same thing. Expensive does not automatically mean valuable. People sometimes assume high prices equal high quality. But marketing understands psychology very well. Higher prices often create the feeling of importance. Wealthy-minded people compare value, not emotion. Because paying more only makes sense when getting more. Comparison quietly destroys financial decisions. Someone buys a bigger house. Someone takes luxury vacations. Someone buys a new car. Someone upgrades everything. Then suddenly people feel behind. But wealthy-minded people understand something important. You are seeing other people's highlights. You are not seeing their debt. You are not seeing their stress. You are not seeing their financial reality. Comparison creates expensive decisions because it convinces people to solve problems they never actually had. Some purchases do not create enjoyment. They create anxiety. Fear of damage. Fear of losing them. Fear of theft. Fear of scratches. Fear of maintenance. Suddenly the thing you own starts owning your attention. And wealthy-minded people value peace. Because freedom feels better than constant worry. Every purchase quietly competes with something. The vacation competes with investments. The payment competes with savings. The expensive habit competes with future freedom. Most people only see today's transaction. Wealthy-minded people often see future trade-offs. Because money is stored choice. And every dollar spent removes choices later. This might be the biggest one. Wealthy-minded people hate paying for things they do not understand. Complicated financial products. Confusing investments. Strange offers. Unclear contracts. If someone cannot explain where the value comes from, many wealthy-minded people simply walk away. Because confusion often becomes expensive. When Ethan left Marcus's house that evening, he looked back one more time. The house still looked ordinary. Nothing had changed. Same yard. Same car. Same old dining table. But now he understood what he missed earlier. Marcus was not trying to look wealthy. He was trying to stay free. And those are not always the same thing. Because freedom often looks ordinary. Freedom looks like sleeping well. Freedom looks like having choices. Freedom looks like not needing to impress anyone. People think wealth begins when income becomes larger. But many times wealth begins when unnecessary spending becomes smaller. That is why wealthy-minded people often ask questions before buying. Do I need this, or do I need the feeling attached to this? Will this create another bill? Am I buying this because I feel pressure? Will this still matter 3 months from now? What future choice am I giving away to buy this today? Because every dollar eventually becomes something. Security, stress, freedom, or regret. And the strange thing is that most people spend years trying to earn more money. Very few spend time learning how to stop money from quietly leaving. That may be one of the biggest differences of all. If you want to understand money in simple language without complicated advice, make sure you subscribe, because most financial mistakes do not happen through one giant decision. They happen through small choices repeated quietly over time.